Good morning, everybody, and how's it going? Just a little quick video. Let me give you a background. I've been flying for roughly, I'd say, 40 years, over 40 years. I'm 60 something. I've been flying since I've been 16, 17. So just a few things I've noticed people doing when they're flying at the club. And I just thought I'd give my input and some ideas. If it helps people out, great. You know, look, I'm not a flight instructor. I do help people fly, but I'm not an instructor. I don't consider myself a flight instructor, just a guy with a lot of experience. So, a couple of things I noticed last weekend when I was at the club. Two things in particular. When people are taking off, okay, this is your wind. It's coming from this direction, okay? It's blowing this way. Say this is a road or whatever it may be, the wind's blowing this way, and you have no option to launch this way into the wind because whatever reason, there's cars there, there's whatever there's there, you can't launch that way. So you have to do a crosswind takeoff. Winds are light, they're about 10 kilometers an hour, which is not bad, which is easy. So for a beginner though, it's not that easy. What usually happens is when they take off, as soon as the plane breaks ground, it automatically banks with the wind and it'll go like this. Already you don't have enough flying speed. Generally what will happen, if you're lucky and you have enough power, it will go. If you don't have enough power, what will happen, it will probably tip stall and go like this, or come back and go like this into the ground. That's generally what will happen. The proper way of doing it, if you're going to a crosswind, you'd use your ailerons into the wind, so this wingtip is a little bit lower. And it's mainly your rudder on takeoff because the ailerons have very little effect on the ground until you're actually moving and got some airspeed going. So what you want to do is you want to power up, build up speed, get off the ground. Once you're airborne, use your rudder and keep it, you know, like this, crabbing into the wind, and you want to take off like this. So you want to have your wings level with your ailerons, and you want to use the rudder to guide the plane. Don't let the wind push. It's going to obviously push you downwind. It's okay if it goes like this, but you want to be crabbed in. So you want to have a consistent climb like this into the wind. Once you've got enough altitude and you want to push the nose down a little bit to build up speed, don't take off and pull the plane straight up. You're going to tip stall right away. And that's generally what happens. So what you want to do, you want to build up speed, keep it crabbed into the wind, and then fly a nice straight heading. Even if it's crabbed, if you can, once you've cleared whatever height, if you want to turn this way, that's ideal. Turn into the wind and then gain altitude. Keep climbing. But not too steep. If you're too steep and you lose your engine, you automatically stall. Pick up the speed. Once you get like, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 feet in the air, then if you have enough speed, then turn downwind, no problem. But just be aware, turning downwind, you need more airspeed than turning upwind. That's one thing I noticed. So proper technique, power, slowly build up your power, full power for takeoff, keep the wings level, crab with the rudder into the wind, climb at a straight heading. Let's say it's 320, climb at 320 degrees, keep going until you actually pick up speed, and then your ailerons will take effect, and then you could turn downwind, no problem. But don't turn when you just get off the ground. A lot of people will go up like this, boom, and away it goes. Don't do that. But that comes with practice and practice and practice. So I would just do a circuit, land, practice again, do your takeoff. Do your takeoff until you're comfortable flying with a crosswind in a straight line. Once you can fly in a straight line, you're going to be good, and you'll see it's going to be much easier. Another thing I noticed, I see a lot with beginners, and it's normal because you don't know. When you take off and you're flying, let's say you're at altitude, imagine this is like 100 feet off the ground or something, and you give power to climb. A lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll give full power, the plane will pitch up, it'll have a tendency of pitching up, and then it'll start, with the torque roll, it'll start going over to the side, and it's like, it's all over the sky. What I suggest doing, if you're going to climb, if you want to climb, the best way to do is climb at a, let's say 25, 30 degree angle. If you got more power, then climb a little bit steeper, but you want to keep it so that, push the nose down. So when it has a tendency of going like this, push your nose down and force it to fly out like this, at this angle. You'll gain altitude much faster and you won't tip stall because you want the plane to be moving. If you pull up too steeply, the plane will just die and it's going to go like this. It's going to porpoise, it's going to be up and down, it's going to be all over the sky. Push the nose down, keep it full power, speed up, and gain your altitude. Once you get up to altitude, if the plane's in this attitude like this, you don't want to just cut your power and try to nose over. What you want to do is nose over first, fly level for a second, and then bring your throttle down. Because if you're in an attitude like this and you're climbing and you power down to, you'd say half, a quarter power, the plane might just tip stall on you, or it could go over, or it'll just drop a nose. And then you're like all over the sky, and then it's porpoising like this all over the place. So get up to altitude, push the nose over. Once it's over and you pick up some flying speed, then power down. That's the proper way of doing it. Also, actually, I don't have my radio here with me, it's in my bag. A lot of guys, when you see them on the controls, they're like, they have their thumbs on the controls, and they're like, and up, down, like this, and they're all over the place. Because what's going to happen at that point, the plane's going to go like this. The plane's going to be all over the place, it's going to be porpoising, the tail's going to be everywhere, you're going to be all over the sky. Tiny inputs. When I used to fly with my thumbs. Let me get this, here, I'll use this. I used to fly with my thumbs, had my thumb on the top, and I'd be flying like this. I was all over the place. When I started flying jets, I was at a jet meet, and my plane was all like nervous, and another pilot came up to me, and he was a very nice gentleman. I don't remember what his name is, unfortunately, but he said, pinch. Took a while. You pinch your sticks, so you get very minute inputs. You could pinch. What I do is I have more like a hybrid pinch. I'm sitting more like on top, and my thumb is resting in the front like this. And it gets very little, because I fly drones, I fly sailplanes, I fly some very fast planes, and you need to go those fine inputs, because if I'm flying something at 160 kilometers an hour and I just like jam it over, I'm going to break something on the plane, I'm going to smack it into the ground. You can't do that. Very, very tiny inputs. Expo is your friend. I see a lot of people, they have like 3 different rates, high, medium, low rates. In the beginning, set up your plane if you want with high, medium, low, and see which one flies the best. Then what you do is set up your plane like that and get rid of the rates. Turn it up a little bit higher, your rates, make it just a bit more nervous. But then what you're going to do is you're going to dial in 35% expo. And what that does is in the middle where your fingers are, because usually we're nervous and we're shaking a little bit like this, when we're on the sticks. So what you do is if you put 35% in the middle, it's going to be a little bit softer. And you'll see your plane will fly better because you'll be smoother on the controls. And if you do need that full deflection, you can go all the way to the end and it will go over. So expo is your friend also. Do about 35%. And if you find that's too much, just bring it down. On the rudder, I suggest like 20%. You don't need more than that because we don't use our rudders that much actually. So 15-20% is more than enough on a rudder. And that's about it. But like I said, I'm not a flight instructor. I'm not a professional. I'm just a guy with a lot of experience and who's learned the hard way by putting planes in the ground. And I still do. I admit it. I still put planes in the ground. I've done it on test flights and stuff, or improper setup of the model. And it's happened. It happened to me twice this year. So I do admit that. It's going to happen to everybody. It doesn't matter how much experience you have. But try to get proper technique practice. All you need to do is go to the field and practice your takeoffs. Takeoffs and landings are the places where you're going to do the most damage on your plane. Takeoff and landing, practice flying in a straight line. As soon as you take off, don't let it glide off to one side or this side. Take off a straight line. You want to have a nice heading. Pick yourself a point in the horizon and say, I have to fly to that point, and don't let the plane drift off. Do whatever you need to keep the plane there. Low speeds, rudder. Higher speeds, you could use your ailerons, elevator, and rudder mixed together. It's a good idea to practice aileron rudder coordination. It'll make you a much better pilot. Anyways, guys, I don't know if it's going to help. I hope it helps somebody. And that's it. If you guys like this, let me know. If you want more tips, give me some suggestions below, and I'll be happy to do that for you. Anyways, guys, take care and have a great rest of the summer. Take care. Bye-bye.